Wait, we didn't think of an intro?
Hello, guys and gals, and welcome. Oh shit! turn that down a little bit. Hello, guys and gals, and welcome back to Limitless Conversations, the podcast hosted by two broken, enthusiastic teenagers. For now, we are in our new studio that we've been talking about forever.
Look at us.
Look at us, we made it to the big leagues.
Does this turn on?
It's the battery died.
Okay, it's dead.
So for the next one, we'll have that. These are baby steps. This is gonna be a short little podcast, a little test thing for you. Just
This
to
is
see
the
how
new
this
setup.
new setup works for us. I'm comfy. Are you comfy?
I'm comfy.
I feel different because I'm like diagonal from you now instead of right next to you, like having to look.
This is called the studio pose.
That's the studio pose right there.
No, but like
this. Do I have to?
There's a thing in theater
Okay.
when you're on stage.
Yeah, and you have to. You talk to the audience and to the.
Yeah, so the audience is there. You never this way.
I love the
This
sound
way.
of you moving in that chair.
For those just listening to the audio,
Oscar just moved in this chair.
I'm sorry. So, yeah, so you go 45 degrees, so you're facing the audience as well as the talent.
The talent. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I would. You're talented too.
No, you are.
No, you're the real
blue
talent.
light, if you guys notice, looks really nice on Ian's face.
Thank you.
It's got nice edge lighting. After the show, I might take some pictures. You look pretty good.
Wow. Oh, wow. Oh. Okay, Oscar.
Take your shirt off. Maybe.
Okay.
Okay, maybe that's too far. I'm sorry.
Anyway,
Welcome to season 2.
phase 2
Phase 2, season 2.
of Limitless Conversations.
Yeah.
This has been a long time coming. We're finally making the jump and just doing it. you
Yeah,
know?
we got a year of some better podcasts, I hope.
Hopefully, yeah. Exactly. That's a good segue. We have 1 year of new
Good
podcast,
podcasts,
good
and then we're going
podcasts,
through-
and then we're going back to
Yeah.
phase 3
You
of
actually want to turn my
Limitless.
gain down. I'm going to do the same thing as you.
Okay. Yeah, because you can't lean back.
Yeah, and you just look really comfortable, so.
I am completely.
Okay,
These
so,
chairs are
hold on.
designed to recline.
How do I sound? Oh, I sound good. Okay, cool. Just making sure. Okay.
They are designed to recline.
So how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. It's
Yeah?
last time we checked up with you guys actually wasn't even the last time.
I wish I asked for 2 headphones, because yours look really comfy.
They are, and I don't hear anything outside. They are soundproof. You can go ask right now. I'm sure.
No, I'm good. Next podcast,
sure
we'll both have
boy
them.
can set us up. All right.
Next podcast.
Next podcast,
Yeah.
you'll get them. All right, sounds good. Next podcast, we might even have a guest. In fact, we will have a guest next podcast. That's a little teaser for you guys.
There you go.
I'm excited for this new phase. Are you excited for this new phase?
I am excited for this new phase.
Yeah.
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 So, let's do a little recap.
Little
We did a podcast the other day, and we forgot to turn on audio.
But you know
So
what? That was in the old. It was in my
That's the
basement.
old
It was in my
us.
basement. It wasn't like.
It was like 2 days ago.
I think it was a sign saying, "Hey guys, you need to stop using this space. You have another space to go to.
Yeah.
Just go there.
Exactly.
Just make the move."
Exactly.
Exactly. So now we're gonna do it here.
So I just want to talk about a couple of things that we talked about then. I'm getting like my voice and then the recording, so it's like blah, 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 blah,
Oh,
blah.
really?
So I'm
That's a
gonna take my
problem.
headphones off.
You should do. Is there a way to change that on here?
Yeah, but I don't want to risk it, so I'm just gonna take these off.
Okay.
So I'm back.
Hi.
Do I sound same volume? I'm good.
Yeah, the headphones really changed.
Yeah, I bet. Okay, so let's start with 2019 little recap.
Yeah,
of
because last
everything.
year in 2019, the beginning, which is crazy, we've been doing this for so long,
It's been what, 2 years?
and we still
Little
don't have
more.
any viewers. So
Yeah, no, I know. I think I had a dream we did. I
Really?
was like, man, that was a crazy dream.
no, I've had many dreams where we've made it.
No, it was just like a dream that we got like 600 views.
Yeah.
that was the dream.
That's
I was
the
like,
dream.
Oh damn.
That's where we make. That's what. What
That's
do you
it.
think?
That's it.
What do you think? Oh, god damn! People are gonna loop that
Be at
now.
our doorstep
I
now.
accidentally went like I put my hand.
Oh yeah, all our fans out there gonna make.
All the
GIFs.
fans are gonna think that.
Jojo Rabbit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God damn it. Anyway, yeah. I've had a lot of dreams like that actually.
Yeah.
I've talked to a Ouija board. I've told you about this,
Yeah.
and it says we're gonna make it. I don't think they can tell the future, but
They can't.
it says
Word
we're
on the
gonna-
street.
The word on the street in the little
I'm not a
ghost
Ouija
town is
board
that
guy.
they're supporters of us. The ghosts, the spirit realm is really is on our side.
Yeah.
I said
We just lost all our viewers.
we just lost
I'm
all
just
of our
kidding.
spirit realm viewers.
Right. Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah.
we
I'm sorry.
mentioned
Sorry.
them.
Yeah. Yeah.
We exposed them that
Yeah,
they're
now they're
fans
out.
of us, and that now they're embarrassed.
I'm sorry.
But no, they're saying we're gonna make it. It's still gonna be called Limitless Cinematics, even though cinematics isn't a word. And
We made it a word.
we're gonna trademark that word, and apparently we're still gonna be using the same logo.
Yeah, no, that's
No?
not. No, I think
no.
they lied to you.
I think they're just a big fan of the new logo.
Maybe they just really like
Really like the blue. You guys
You guys
noticed
like
that
the
we
blue?
changed it from orange to blue because it's a new phase.
That's not why. It's because Ian's colorblind.
And I thought it was blue the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stupid. No, it's because of new phase.
Speaking of phases, explain why we're going in a new phase, Oscar.
Well, our lives have changed a lot, and as a symbol of our dynamic changing of life, we wanted to give the channel a fresh new look. Fresh new look and change of the quality. The
Now, don't get this
quantity.
confused with the look we made in 2018 to 2019,
No,
where we
no,
changed the
that's-
logo from this old number.
Yeah, no,
to
that's
the
a
new one.
different
That's a
phase.
different phase. We are like
I'd
a
say everything.
prepubescent boy during that,
Yeah.
and we are finally discovering.
Our first couple years was like we changed this, then we changed that, and then we redesigned this, and then we redesigned that. We had a cool little
Finding
animation.
ourselves
That
in this
animation
world.
left. We got like things here and there, just trying to find
We
it.
were
and then we found
experimenting,
it.
if you will.
Yes.
Experiment.
And
Boopy
then
boopy with
in
my
like the past
Italian
9 months,
hand.
we kind of came up with a consistent logo and just
And
setup of how we do
theme
things.
of how we want to present ourselves.
And things have changed. We will get to that.
Mhm.
And it's time to refresh that.
refresh.
Refresh.
A refreshing start to this channel.
Yeah. I love the word refresh. I don't know if you know that about me.
If you say the word refresh, it kind of makes you feel refreshed, even if you hear
Refresh is better than actually having a refresh.
it.
Like a
Mint.
yeah.
Refreshment. When someone asks if I want a refreshment, I will say yes, no matter what that
'Cause
refreshment
that's just
is.
so good, yeah.
Everyone wants to
Refresh.
feel refreshed, no matter what.
Yeah.
If you've just been refreshed, you want to feel more refreshed.
If someone says, you want a refreshment? I'll be like, hell yeah, I want a refreshment. I get that water, whatever it is. I'll drink it.
That's the thing. It could be anything.
Yeah. But then here's the thing, is the word refreshment is more refreshing than the refreshment itself, which is beautiful in its own way.
But I feel as though
It also makes the drink better, though,
I
just
feel as
because it's
though-
called that.
exactly.
Yeah.
It would be worse if they said want some water. You'd be like, okay,
Water?
you expect water, you get water.
Yeah.
You're like, this is some water. Yeah, this is water. But if someone says you want a refreshment, you go, holy, would I ever? You take
Yeah.
that sip of
You
water,
sound
you're
so
like,
Canadian. Holy fuck there, bud.
would I ever want that refreshment?
Rainbow in Toronto, let me tell you.
You take the sip of that water, and for that split second, you're in pure bliss of that.
yeah.
You feel refreshed.
Ignorance is blissing.
Yeah,
I don't know.
especially when they add an ice cube. It's like a
Oh,
super
yeah.
refreshment.
So good.
Yeah.
Okay, so
back to switching
Yeah.
up and refreshing the channel.
let's go with before we get into anything else, we're gonna backtrack. Tell me about your year. This 2019. What's from the beginning to the
Last
end?
year.
Yeah. Highlights.
Last year. Highlights of
your
last
life,
year.
and then I'll do mine.
Of our live personal.
Sure, do ours, or you can do some personals, just like
What happened in 2019 for me, Oscar? I don't.
2019.
Not too much. It was a year of crazy emotions.
Yeah.
Well,
2018, the end of 2018, we won best screenplay. That kind of
Yes.
started this like
our drive.
realization. Like we had like, hey, we're gonna make movies together. We're gonna be
We're
pumped.
gonna do
Then
stuff.
we did that. We traveled and we thought,
We traveled
this is real.
half
we
an
traveled,
hour
yeah.
away, and we were like, "Wow, the world is much bigger than we originally
Yeah,
thought."
we thought we
yeah.
learned a lot.
That was
you
the
know,
beginning.
Met some new people.
That was the true beginning of us like
That was the
actually thinking,
realization
hey,
that this is something.
we might just
this
have a
is
shot
real
at
thing.
this.
Yeah.
So we
So
won
that
that.
was my that was just my little refresher for you,
Okay,
so that you
We won that.
see how I said
So
refresher.
personally, I came back from that, and then I realized I had an epiphany. I feel like we all did. Was that this is our last year in high school. This is the year where we can do what we want, experiment kind of stuff. Not with
Sexually?
in film.
Oh, okay.
And we just
Sexually
kind of
in
went
film.
really weird with filmmaking stuff because we
It was
realized,
fun though.
yeah, we had all the tools to our advantage. Like we didn't have any repercussions. Like we didn't have to pay money for
Mhm.
like using some of the equipment that we had.
Yep.
So we just kind of went crazy and made a lot of stupid videos whenever we had the chance to.
You know, that was probably one of the best things though, because we actually in all those stupid videos, I'd say I actually learned a lot.
Yeah.
Specifically cinematography wise. Not saying I'm better at it, but if you look at some of our earlier videos and some of them now, I think they look nicer.
Yeah.
And that's because of those stupid videos. Mainly because Ian and I did this one video. I'm going to try to say this straight-faced and just see if it's not going to work. But Ian and I made this one video. There's this Vine or something where I don't back down. And
Yeah.
we did this parody video. It's deleted. It's off the internet. And I
We
really
got rid of
wish
that.
we could, like, honestly, I kind of wish we could show it.
I know.
But we deleted it because we didn't want anybody else to see it because it is so
It's
ridiculous.
hilarious, though.
I want you to explain it. I'm bad at explaining it. But before we get there, there's this
Now
Vine
we're to
video.
our sponsor before we get there.
Yeah. Now, in this video, there's these two kids fighting, and one of the they get in a little scruffle, and he flips this one kid. And it was like we did a Morgan Freeman style like narration of the events taking place in a cinematic way. And when the flip happens, I took the camera and it had a top handle on it from a cage, and I held it on my shoulder, and then I extended my elbow so the camera did like a 360 spin with Ian,
Completely
who did a
risky.
flip.
It wasn't our camera, so we didn't.
And we spun the camera 360 the same time Ian did the flip, so it was like a motion control, you know, and it looked really, really cool. And that kind of like stuff like that, we did like a T-line PD thing. I did a couple of things there. We started using a lot more wide lenses. We had a 10 to 18, so we got to go like real crazy with some of the shots. I think that really helped work on lighting. We did like a stupid demo reel thing.
And we were having fun with it the whole time.
We loved it. Yeah, it was great.
We were with more friends.
Do you want to explain some of the bits we did, some of the videos that they'll never see, just as detailed as you can, but in short capacity?
We did one where we were practicing sound effects and sound design using diegetic sounds and whatever, where we have these chairs with wheels in the classroom where we sat on them. And our teacher hated when like the younger kids would like sit on them and roll across the room and stuff like that because they were fun. They were like 4-legged chairs that had wheels on each leg. So and it wasn't carpeted floor or anything. Like you would be able to rip on that sucker. And people would just like you could drift them and stuff. So the teacher hated it when younger kids would do it with the younger classes. And then one day Oscar and I were like, okay, we got to work on like these sounds and stuff. Let's do a little thing where one of us is sitting there with a police hat in the chair and one of us rips by them, and then we have the siren sound, like the sounds of cars, tires screeching, and like really fun video. We went around the hallways of that.
I think we actually have that one.
We do.
I won't throw it out because this isn't a podcast, not a video cast.
Yeah, come on.
So maybe I'll put it on the channel just because though.
Maybe.
Just make a stupid little post or something. We'll see. But
Yeah.
that's a good video.
And then what else did we do? We did a lot of videos that got scrapped. We did a T-line PD kind of part of one. Yeah. So yeah. And then that also, all those skits kind of helped us with kind of improving and stuff, because we would try to make them kind of on the fly, like bam, bam, let's try to see how many videos we can pound out.
Yep.
And how many scenes, because a lot of the time we were kind of short for time. We did Grady's tutorial time, where he actually did tutorials on how to do certain video effects things, and he was the mastermind behind all that, where he would just kind of gather all of us together and be like, all right, I'm going to need you guys to help explain this, or like just dance here, and like we're gonna do some weird effect here, or like let's take a picture. I need an interesting intro for this. So Oscar and I grabbed the mics and we like sang the Marvel theme as he did like his own Marvel style intro. Yeah, a lot of stuff like that.
They cut out the F-bomb though.
They did do that. They try to keep it clean.
That's okay. I understand.
Try to keep tutorial time a little bit clean at least.
Yeah, tutorial time.
Tutorial time was
tutorial
super
time
duper fun.
is for all ages.
Exactly.
Yeah, so we made a lot of really cool videos, and Ian Split is something we did.
The final thing we did, an idea that Oscar and I had throughout the whole year, we would film little bits of it as we were doing all this other crazy stuff, was called Ian Split, based on Split, kind of like inspired by that, where because I've played a lot of characters through my media career from grade 9 to grade 12.
Media career.
Media career,
right.
Digital media.
Yeah.
Not my career hasn't started yet, but my media career in that school. We all have a career. It was tons of characters, different wackadoodles, all
and every time we were like, oh, which one we're going to get today, Ian?
Yeah, and I would just fire one out.
And we'd all
costume
giggle.
And all.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, every time we did a video, of course, it would be a different character, except if it was like a series. So we just did a video where Ian Boyd was crazy, and he had like multiple personality disorders, so he would switch into those different characters, like, and then there were scientists trying to like figure out what was going on with them.
Yep.
And that was a really fun video, and it kind of got out of hand. We were like, hey, we can do a lot of stuff with this. Like,
so we made a half an hour long short film.
Yeah, we did a lot of different
Oh, Ian Split.
transitions, trying to make like
They were actually really cool. Some of them were
camera
fun.
transitions.
Some you could tell, but like
yeah. But we tried. We just
It was learning.
tried. And a lot of the quality of it wasn't great because we were just like every week or so we'd be like during one day we'd be like, oh, we have like 20 minutes left. Let's go shoot some Ian Split really quickly. And we'd like run into the little green screen room and like I'd change into different costumes and be like, all right, where were we? Because we didn't have a script for that.
Yeah, it was all.
We were just like, all right, let's just keep on going.
Improv. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was like, all right, what character are you able to do right now? That one, okay.
What shirt do you have? Which one can we do?
Yeah.
Reshoots.
All of them. Like that that contradicted this thing that we said.
Mm-hmm.
And then had his friend there, Rusty Cameron,
classic.
who will be on the podcast one of these days, most likely.
I hope so. Yeah. We also had
Grady.
Green screen.
Green screen.
Green
We
screen
tried
was a
out
classic.
music videos.
Yeah.
Did
Good
not
time.
go well, but we tried out.
Great.
The lyrics, I'm still proud of them, so we might turn that into a song.
We're gonna make a new song with
We're
the
gonna make a
same
new song with similar lyrics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the reason Ian Split happened, basically, is our media teacher wanted us to make, she gave us a budget, and we needed to make like a 40-minute short film using all the resources we had, all the, like our friends, like make the best thing we can.
Because
in
we
our
were
final year.
we were like the most our friend group in that class were like the most passionate. We went through it all through high school, and we're like, hey, came to her with the idea at the end of the year before, and we're like, we want to make
something big.
Something big.
And so our teacher was like, yep, here's your budget. Here, where the writing class can make you a script. This will be great. So it never happened. We wrote 2 scripts. One is called Mallory, and one was still untitled.
But the working title was Fortune and Glory.
3 scripts. 3 scripts.
3.
We had Mallory, Fortune and Glory, and Detective, which was something I still really want to make. I think it's a great script, like a detective noir.
But kind of futuristic.
Sci-fi.
Yeah.
And Ian would not stop saying no hour, and I hate it so much. Every time I tried to write detective, I was like, all right, Ian, let's start writing our noir script style thing. And he'd be, you mean no hour?
Did I?
Yeah, he wouldn't stop. And every time I'd be like, okay.
I don't remember. I believe it. But
yeah, and then I guess I won't spoil it, but the girl, I'd be like, okay, what's her next line? And then you'd be like, she'll say no hour. And I was like, okay, let's get on with it.
I remember there was a name that I really...
a
name that I just... I don't know.
So stupid, yeah.
It's an actual name, but I find it hilarious.
Devon.
Devon. Sorry if your name's Devon. I just think that name is hilarious, the pronunciation of it.
And
just say Devon. I know it's supposed to I know it's supposed to be like ethnic, but
I don't know about that.
No.
I know what you mean though. Devon, elegant,
Devon,
overpronounced.
Devon. So I would just like every character. I really just was really hoping that we could name one of the characters.
Well,
Devon.
we did for the I Don't Back Down.
For I Don't Back Down.
Kid Devon. It was really good.
That wasn't the project I wanted. I wanted a big project. Maybe in our next big hit, we'll make the side character Devon.
Ian and I, personally, I feel quite. Well, we promised our media teacher that we'd make this big film, and then we gave her Ian Split, which was trash. It was fun, but it's a trash film.
Yeah.
And so I still feel like a responsibility that we still need to make something
With
kind of
great power
important.
Comes great responsibility.
Yeah.
So we're gonna
something
do that.
that's like kind of valuable still to us, and something that we can also show her. So, Ian and I are going to go back to our roots and make one big film before 2021. It's gonna be our biggest thing we've done yet. It's very near and dear to us. It has a very big connection to Limitless Cinematics, so I hope you guys like it too. And we start shooting very soon.
And yeah, basically the reason,
and it's the biggest budget we've done yet.
Yeah, is that we've been talking about phases a lot, and we haven't really completely explained it. What we're doing with this channel is, up until this point, we've kind of been doing just run and gun, short little skits or like videos, podcasts, that kind of stuff.
Yep.
But now in this next kind of phase, we're out of high school. We know what we want to do. We each found our passion within filmmaking. Before we were both just like, hey, we want to do filmmaking. But over this year, we're both found, Oscar, you want to more focus on cinematic stuff and like camera work and then I focused more on writing. I found like that I really enjoy doing dialogue pieces and like writing and like getting emotion out of that stuff. And so we worked together on that, and which is what?
Oscar, you really love cameras, and I love passion and writing.
No. Well, you could describe it yourself, but I don't know. I can't be in your shoes.
Yeah, no, I get it. I'm kidding.
Oscar, you press the record button, but me, I put my heart and soul. I put every ounce of my being.
Yeah.
I turn my thoughts almost into like a different kind of gold that I spin with.
I'm kind of perfect.
To be honest, I think I found the perfect thing for me.
So, to put it blatantly,
I
want to direct. Ian wants to write.
Yeah.
I do really love that combo. One thing, just a sidetrack. So remember just keep it locked where we're going. I'm going to sidetrack real quick.
I don't know why
you got it.
Combo. Locked.
I really do like our work ethic between the two of us.
Even though it's terrible.
There's times where I'm like, holy shit, we're not going to get anything done because we're writing a script and I have this idea of how the script's going to run out in my head, and I'm explaining it to Ian, and he's writing it, and then we're going back and forth of like, okay, what happens next? And Ian's got a little bit of a different idea than I do, and I'm like, yeah, but that's not the character. And then Ian's like, no, I wrote the character. I know what the character
created the character.
Yeah, and I'm like, yeah, but like I believe he'd be like this, and you're like, no, but he'd do this, and so then we have to come to a compromise. But I do actually,
and the
really
compromise is usually the best for what.
Yeah,
because it's not either one way hard or the other way hard. It's
pretty soft.
It's actually kind of soft.
So
it's like in the middle, so it's not an exaggeration on either side of like he's definitely like this. It's like an actual person where their feelings and morals do waver.
Yeah. So if you won't interrupt me, I'll finish. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding.
If you want to just stop talking.
No, me and Ian, I think the way we come to a compromise has been really good. We, so far, I don't think have gotten in an argument over anything.
No.
There's
We've
been
had
times,
disagreements, but never.
Yeah, but there's never been like.
No.
There's never been like, okay, we're stop writing for now. I can't do this.
Yeah.
Like we've never actually had a serious.
There's
problem,
been many moments where we've been like, we're stopping writing right now. We can't do this because we get distracted by something.
Yeah, but I've never been like frustrated with you.
Yeah.
I don't know if you felt the same.
No,
but,
I've never been.
And that's what I like, is that we can actually write things and we can do an effective job of having both of our visions be consistent, but also having two different ideas of how things should be. And my idea might be worse than what he has.
I take it
Actually
back.
improve on each
one
other.
time, I think I barely got any sleep the night before.
Yeah.
And then we were writing something.
Yeah.
And you just could not describe what you were trying to
Oh,
explain to me.
I know exactly.
And I
what
was
you're
sitting
talking
there
about.
and I was like,
No, I
just
could
keep it
tell.
together. I don't know what you're trying to say. I want to know so badly.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Okay, no, I didn't get any sleep that time either. So we were both really tired.
And you just kept on backtracking to the beginning. Like, okay. From the top. Here's him. And I was like, yes, you've explained this the same time 5 times now. I don't know how else to understand what you're trying to say.
Okay, so
we can't even say it if we do figure it out because it was spoiler stuff.
I'll keep it very, very vague. So it was a character, and we wanted to get him into Act 3. He was in Act 2, and the character, just like any other story, the character finds their goal within Act 2. In theory,
the call to action.
They should fail in Act 2. That's kind of like what leads them to the solution for Act 3. So we were trying to get there, and we couldn't think of anything. But I knew how Act 3 started, and I knew how Act 2 ended, but I didn't know how to mix them. And so I was trying to explain that, but I didn't know how to like explain what I was trying to say. So I was like, he's just sitting there, but then he does it, and you're like, okay, but what does he do? And I'm like, no, but like, okay, so
and you just kept
15 minutes before he's doing this.
No, this is the thing. You just kept going and looking at me and being like, that's why I need you. And I was like, you need me for what?
To write it. For you to figure it out.
You're like, I have point A and I have point D, and I need you to get the in-betweens.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right. So what's point A? And you're like, so he's at the beginning of the film. He's this person. And at the end, I want him to be here. In the middle,
I don't know.
He needs to go there. And I was like, okay. Explain to me again what he's like at the beginning. Because on my paper here is nothing about that.
Okay.
You like went to the deep mindset of my character and was like, if you were in his shoes. You
Yeah,
brought it
yeah.
personal. You're like,
Yeah.
Ian, if this were you.
If I'm being honest, I think that was the best way I described it, though.
It was,
When I
it
said
was.
that, I think that's when we kind of cleared it.
Yeah, but
But-
it was hilarious because you looked at me and you're like, Ian, if this, I'm not going to say what happened to the character because
Yeah,
that
it's
would be
a spoiler.
spoiling it. But you said, if this happened to you, what would you do? And I just sat there like, Oscar, I'm an 18-year-old boy. If I had this happen to me, I would call the cops. I am nothing like this character.
I guess that's fair.
But no, yeah.
I feel like that when I said that, though, I explained it best.
Yeah, you did.
I think.
You did for sure.
I
'Cause
could-
before previous, it was like, so
Yeah.
he's here, and then this happens. But earlier this happened,
Yeah.
so we just need to figure out how to get to that thing happening. And I need you to tell me how to get there. And I was like, this
The
is
thing-
not.
The thing I say to Ian a lot is I just say, you're the writer.
Yeah.
And I do it as a joke, but it's also true.
It is true.
Because I'm going to, like, defend myself for a second.
No,
I
no.
everything you just said, I 100% agree with.
Yeah.
But
I'm not mad
the
at you.
reason,
I just
no,
thought
the-
it was funny now
the-
that I look back
yeah.
at it. Yeah.
The reason I said those things is because it's like I'm confessing. The reason I said okay, so the reason like I like say like you're the writer or whatever, or like I hope that you can fill in that blank is I don't know how to describe it now. See, now I'm having trouble.
Uh-oh.
So from point A to point
C.
to point C. Let's say point C. I know where the character starts. I know where the character ends. I know at the beginning of the film, let's just make something up. So he's like narcissistic. Tony Stark, narcissistic, arrogant. By the end, he's humble. He's a different character. I want that shift change, but I don't know what event should occur to give him that change. So I want you to come up with that. Is kind of what I
Yeah.
mean, but I didn't articulate that. I
No.
just was like, I need you to do this and this and this.
Because we were
figure this
both
rest out.
extremely tired. I
Yeah.
couldn't understand anything, and you couldn't articulate what
Yeah.
you wanted. So you were just kind of back going in a circle, and I was like, all right, but then how does that happen? And you're like,
Yeah.
no, it happens because of this. And I was like, but that doesn't, those don't,
Yeah.
yeah. But
Anyway.
we figured it out in the end. We're good
Yeah.
now. And then there's other times, like when we were writing, oh God. what were we-
11%.
Yikes.
We're gonna keep going until here. I'm gonna stop recording now.
They're not going to be here for the break.
So we're gonna
though.
take a quick break. And during this break, I want to thank Shaw Spotlight for donating the studio and their time towards our podcast. That is great. So we're gonna take a quick break. We'll be back in a second. It'll only be like 30 minutes. So just hang tight. We'll be back.
And you'll be here in
30
less
seconds.
than 1 second.
You'll wait the whole 30
Yeah.
minutes. Okay, bye.
Bye. God
And we're back.
damn it.
Hope you guys had a good break. We had a stressful one.
Oscar and I broke up over the break, but
Yeah,
we're back.
we're back.
Together now.
We love
So,
each other.
We decided that
Beautiful.
our love was too strong to.
And we can't let it compromise.
we
this
can't let
channel.
something just like something as stupid as forgetting the power cord when you're the one who's supposed to bring the computer
Yeah, but you.
ruin everything. But that's
Yeah,
okay.
but-
We're no Oscar. Oscar.
No,
we're
it's
past
good.
It. Oscar,
It's
we are
just-
past that. It's completely fine that you forgot to bring a power cord when you were literally the only person who had to bring that.
You're the one with the dongle.
What about the dongle?
Dongle always means charger.
I don't think that's what
Always,
that means.
always,
I don't think
always,
anyone
always,
has ever
always,
said if you
always,
bring the
always.
dongle, you got to bring the charger too.
Well, I
Because
don't know if
everyone-
you remember this, but you don't have friends.
You're really gonna bring that up now?
We can cut it out.
We might have to.
That was a bit we did.
It's just a little thing we do. It's
Okay.
just a thing I do. That's
So-
Phineas and Ferb. If you don't, Phineas and Ferb.
All my
Talking
Phineas
to
and
Rich.
Ferb fans
All my
out there.
Phineas and Ferb fans out there, those diehards.
Okay. So we were talking about our dynamic between our
of course.
creative dynamic, and you rudely interrupted me.
Sorry, like
so-
once again.
I said everything I want to say actually. So
Oh God, well that was.
we can
fun.
move on. No, but like, I do want to say something. I think we work very well together because we meet in that middle ground. We've talked about this before, where I.
You think big, kid. You got a lot of moxie.
When we made that video, Jada was so mad. I don't know why, but she was like, "How dare he say that?" Like, she wasn't actually mad
Yeah.
at you, but she was like,
Uh-huh.
"He thinks big, you think small." Okay,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Oh."
Oh,
I
no.
didn't even think
Yikes.
about it that way. I was
No.
just like, "Yeah, that's true."
Yeah,
She was.
we're
being
both
very
dreamers.
Yeah.
I dream a little less.
Yeah.
That's why you're the director. You think
Yeah.
big, and I'm like, okay, let's think of a way to make that possible.
Yeah. I'm getting a little
Hot
so
and
I'm gonna
hoodie,
Take this off for a
hot and
second.
sweaty again.
No, I'm just getting some feedback.
Wouldn't it be crazy if we both decided we wanted to be writers or something? It was like,
Well, can I just do this? Is this weird?
no,
I just need
a
like
lot of
one
people
ear.
do that.
Okay, so, well, I thought about that because, for the course,
Mm-hmm.
it's cheaper.
Yeah.
And I thought most directors like J.J. Abrams, a lot of people were writers first,
Yeah.
and so it's not out of the question to do that.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Maybe.
Maybe that's the way to go. But I also really like cameras and I like
Mhm.
cinematography as well. Visual directing, I'm a big fan of.
Because that's what I was thinking. If we both weren't really, because I'm not super into cameras at all. I don't know not much
Yeah,
about
no,
them.
he
Like,
hates every time I
I-
talk about it. I think.
I don't hate it. I'm just lost most
Despise.
of the time. Despise would be the word. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I'm just sitting there like I'm trying to understand, and
Mhm.
the amount of times you do talk about it, I'm slowly starting to pick it up what things mean.
Yeah.
But even when we do like the camera lessons in class and stuff, I would be able to do it, but not like you would just do it like in 5 seconds. You'd be like, okay, if this is the exposure, this is the shutter speed, blah, 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 then this would line up. And I was like, I think this would look good. Yeah. But yeah, if we both were like me, I think we'd be screwed. So I'm glad that
you like the two. I think that's good too. Yeah, like that one of us is more focused on something else rather
I'm
than.
glad that you found that to be your passion.
Yep.
And like,
And you defined yours.
and I
Yeah.
I already defined mine. No.
Yeah.
But yeah, mine is just different.
Yeah.
And that's how we work so well together.
It's good though. That's
good
how you
dynamic.
should do it. I'm getting like I can't help it. I'm sorry, but like I'm still getting that like second voice thing.
Yeah, so you're like
you're
the
getting it too.
I'm not.
Really?
I'm chilling here. You should try to see
Dang.
if you can get a duel.
You want to trade?
Yeah.
I just want to see.
Okay.
You talking that one?
This is
Okay,
the podcast, part of the podcast everyone's been waiting for, where we trade headphones.
Okay, so oh my God, yeah, yours is so nice.
Yeah, it
Jesus
is
Christ, talk to
nice.
yours.
Talk to mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it's like a little bit behind.
Yeah.
So it's
Oh, no, yours
like
is a
I'm
dream. Look at that.
slurring a little bit.
Wow. Oh no, that's awesome.
Yeah, you want to try to go get another
Like a splitter?
a splitter would be the word. Holy, how long? How did you do this for so
See,
long?
you like slur.
I
right?
feel
Yeah.
like I'm like 5 drinks in.
Okay,
What
we
the-
trade.
Okay, we're gonna
Just
try.
hit myself in the face.
No, I kind of want to just.
No.
Yeah, well, you go get the adapter.
No, we gotta go get a splitter.
Yeah, well, you go. I'm gonna just try to.
We don't have a splitter.
Oh, I would ask Dan if
Do you think he
has.
has one?
I feel like it's a pretty basic thing. If not, I'm not doing
I'll do
another
this, I'll do-
trek.
No, I'll do this. I'm fine with this. I'll take
Oh
this.
my
Yeah,
god.
I'm seriously, like-
You want me to ask him?
no. We'll just.
Okay.
Do we have a split? We own a splitter, like, right? Do we own one?
Somewhere, yeah. We haven't used it in a really long time.
I don't know. Second podcast, we'll bring it.
Yeah.
'Kay.
Because we're gonna have to, because we're gonna have more people.
Yeah. Okay, we'll either go buy one or we'll. Yeah.
I think
I can handle this though.
I think I have the perfect head shape for all headphones.
You do. I don't.
I've never once in my life with these kinds of headphones had to adjust them.
I do.
I just put them on and my ears are right snug.
If you guys have noticed, also, I haven't cut my hair in a really long time.
It's been almost a year, huh?
And I hate it. I'm doing it just because I want to see how long my hair gets within a year. But I'm at this like medium phase now where my hair just looks like disgusting, and I
Yeah.
really hate it.
It's
I gotta
okay.
like
I
put
like
it up or something.
You rock it.
Thank you.
I'd say I like it when you wear it. No homo, but I like it
Okay.
when you wear a hat. It looks nice.
Jada
Got
hates
the
it.
Flow. Really?
No, she hates
I
it.
think you look very filmmakery.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, very
Yeah,
filmmakery.
she hates it. She
Huh.
says I look like a hockey kid. I'm slurring because I'm hearing the voice thing.
Yeah, you
If I
might.
get closer, does it change?
No. There might be a setting on that to do it like real time.
Probably not.
We can
I
stop
have
the recording
monitoring
for a
up.
bit if you want to
I
try.
can just turn monitoring off, and then I'm like this.
But can you hear it all?
No, I can't hear anything.
But then you're just quiet.
Yeah. It's fine. I can turn input gain. I don't know. We're gonna leave it.
This is weird. I feel like there should be a way to do it at the same time. Maybe if we did it in GarageBand, but that's just a whole other.
Yeah, we're fine. We're gonna roll with it.
whole more fish to fry there, you know?
Yeah.
Have you ever fried a fish?
Is that recording?
Oh shit.
Sorry. Okay, cool. Okay, so we work well together. That's what we're going. Yeah, so working on a new project. It's very close to heart. I can't. do
Yeah,
this.
that's crazy.
We're working on a new project.
Yeah.
It's really close to
As we've described.
close to
already.
home. Very
Hits
close to
close.
home. It's not. This is home too. I know everyone's been asking for it, but
We've
I'm
just
sorry, it's
got
not.
a lot of people wanting. Hey, when are you gonna put out this?
We
Is Home
had
2?"
we actually had someone the other day pitch me what This Is Home 2 should be.
Really?
Yeah. So
Give it. Fly
yeah.
at
Okay,
it.
so the idea
Yeah.
is, we have new characters, like
So it's set in like a different country.
same universe,
Or
just different characters,
different.
also with an Ellie,
Okay. Yeah.
and they're living, and
Who would the characters be played by us again?
probably not
Just clones.
Yeah, and we'd have the characters be, what was it? So, a boy and a girl,
Okay.
and the Ellie really likes the boy, but is really rude to the girl.
Mm-hmm.
And we learn that, like, since there's only so far that a robot will protect children.
Uh-huh.
For instance, in our case, 2 boys protected with a robot. What's that gonna do? Where's that gonna lead?
Mm-hmm.
Turns out the Ellie robots also have a reproductive machinery. So they
Oh,
are
God.
taking DNA from the boy, and that's why they favor the boy, because they need the boy's sperm, and they can create a baby. And so it's the next generation, and the girl, and it's the same thing where the girl thinks like that maybe because the robot keeps like while the guy's sleeping or something taking tests or whatever. And the girl's thinking like he's gonna kill him, so the girl tries to kill the robot or whatever. It's the same like blind switch where it turns out she was doing the wrong thing. I'm totally making this up. This isn't something that anyone
Okay,
ever
that was
said.
good.
You're
on the
actually
spot.
like,
Yeah,
no,
that was
I
a
was
good
just
pitch.
ad-libbing that.
I
hate
would
that
change
idea.
it from
I hate that
sperm
idea.
to a different kind of DNA though, because that's kind of that.
No, I
gets
was,
to,
I
Me
hate that
Too
idea.
movement kind of stuff, you know.
Yeah.
and
No,
we
I
don't-
was totally
in
kidding.
today's climate, we can't.
Yeah, it's not cool. Not cool.
Not cool. Not cool. Not cool.
No,
not
that
cool,
was
bro.
totally a joke. I would never.
That was
do
a good idea though.
No,
I like
would
it.
never do.
You wouldn't do that?
I would never do that. I would do a second.
Yeah.
This is home.
Yeah.
I think there's a really cool idea that we could come up with.
Oh yeah.
I think doing something considering gender is not a good idea. That was just a joke. I'm sorry.
That was a poorly timed no.
No, but I do think like it would be interesting. Like I don't know how to describe this. What I'm thinking of a specific movie, and I don't remember which one, but I do find it interesting. Like when movies have that big grand scheme where it's like we need to protect the next generation, and then you have to be like, okay, well then how? Like you keep saying you're gonna do it. What is the plan? And there's some movies that go dark with it, and not dark, but they're like, we need kids to bang or whatever.
Yeah.
Like there's those like, not saying I'm into, I'm not into,
I'm not into
but
that,
it's like
but,
it's a fascinating like way it look how like the fall of a government and like how nasty things
I
get.
recently took a look back at the Hunger Games,
Yeah.
and I feel like that it gets unnecessary hate nowadays.
Yeah.
I think it was a pretty neat concept.
I never hated it. My problem with it is just because of that. I'd say because of that book, it gave birth to a whole genre of teen.
Oh yeah, we've already talked about
apocalyptic
this. You
movies,
dislike
and you
these.
love those, right?
I don't love
You
them.
like those like teen
I
action apocalypse books, though,
acknowledge
right?
that they're a
Like
thing.
Gone
yeah.
and everything.
I acknowledge it, and I'm like, hey, you know what? It's been done a lot, but if you're able to take a different take on it, Stranger Things, for instance, I'm a fan.
Yeah, I see. That's like I can take that, but like Maze Runner, the first
you
one I
weren't
was
a fan
in,
of the Maze
I was
Runner?
fan of the first one. Second one,
We're
then
talking books or movies.
first movie I liked.
Okay.
So second movie came out, and I thought, oh, it's the same thing as every Divergent, whatever. It's like it just
Yeah.
I've seen this before, and not to be like an audience member, like that's a general audience thing to say. As a filmmaker, it was cool.
Mhm.
Especially, I haven't seen the third one yet, but they shot it in Kamloops, and they had a cool car tracking shot.
No.
Dylan O'Brien actually got injured during
Right,
that scene,
yeah.
and I watched that one scene just to like be like, oh, this is the Kamloops, but like the scene was actually really really cool.
Okay.
So like as a filmmaker, I actually do find them very interesting. Story wise, I've seen 5 of them already, but with different cast members, the same kind of story. And so I am interested in something that's not about the end of the world and it's up to teenagers to save it.
What I would think, what
Yeah.
I think would be kind of cool, interesting,
Yeah.
would be a TV show of the Hunger Games, like a prequel
I'd
thing.
watch that.
Each episode is like a different Hunger Games.
I would watch that. That I like, because that's not about the teenager who play like the first Hunger Games. I like first Maze Runner. I like because it has nothing to do with this fighting the government, changing the world, finding your love. It's just the game, like the danger of it.
It sets up the world really nicely. Like,
Yeah,
oh, wow, this
I
is
like
dark.
world building.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically, I do like the teen movies. The first one, generally. The
I
second
love
and third.
the first teen
The
movies.
second ones aren't because I think like, oh, the story was worse or the book was better.
Do you think?
I think the world building is the most interesting
Do you
part.
think we're ever gonna get to that where we make a teen movie in our life and we
Sure,
contradict everything we just said right now, where we make
Why
a
not?
whole series of teen movies?
Yeah, I would make one. Yeah. I think I really want to make a world building kind of idea.
Yeah.
And
And
I
we
would
kind of already
I would
did
be
that
down
with
to
This
do
Is
that.
Home.
One thing that I think I try to do, I don't think we're effective at it, but is to do curveball. I like doing that with our films, is not to make it basic. So I feel the goal, if say we did make a teen world building kind of apocalyptic thing, I would want to put a curveball in that. I would want to change it up so that it's not the thing you'd and advertise that rather than this is just like Hunger Games. Advertise that this is not the same.
Yeah.
I'd want to do that because then people will just the same way I see things be like, oh, I've seen this before.
Mm-hmm.
I want it to be something very different if we did.
Yeah.
I don't know what that would be, but I think that could
We
be
got a lot of time to figure it out.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of time to figure it out.
Exactly.
So that we went all over the place, but we mostly recapped 2019 for us.
Generally, yeah.
Generally, some big things happened. How we got we won another film festival. I'll just do like quick little bullet points.
Yeah.
We won another film festival for This Is Home.
Mm-hmm.
With This Is Home, I mean, and then we started setting up the Vancouver Island Youth Film Festival.
Yeah.
I grew up my beard.
Yeah.
Then through the Vancouver Island Youth Film Festival, it was a success. We were quite happy with it.
I want to talk about that for a second.
Okay.
So,
Oh.
I'm just going to go back a little bit. Like 9 months ago, as you guys know, we started the Vancouver Island Youth Film Festival. Put a lot of work into it, created something for kids. The thing we would say is made by youth for youth to give back to the community because we have won so many film festivals. People have given so much of their time.
Won so many of them.
So many, like I can't even count on one hand.
Yeah.
Two.
Yeah.
Two. But like we want to give back to the community, give everyone else a chance to experience the same thing we did. So we made a film festival for our town, and it was like I'd say it's everything I dreamed it to be. It was pretty good.
I was looking through my scholarship and bursary applications, and I had to make a video. And one of my notes was, and who knows, maybe one day I'll come back to this town and be able to make a film festival.
Really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. I was like, oh, I did that literally months later.
A year later, yeah. Good.
Yeah.
And so we did that, and that was actually super cool. And we got to invite a lot of schools, and people donated a lot of their money and time into this. And we had a lot of people judging. It was a really, really cool time. And Vancouver Film School came.
Mm-hmm.
And we met a fellow named Zamir. And we were talking to him, didn't expect a thing. I just wanted to talk to him. I was just curious. And then at the end of the night, he asked if we'd be interested to go to Vancouver Film School. And he, sweetened the deal a little bit. So we're going to Vancouver Film School.
In 2021.
In 2021. We made the choice. We had the choice of either May of 2020 in 3 months. 2 months, basically.
Well, more 3 months now because January, February, March.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Because it's February tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
So
March, April, May. Yeah, 3 months.
So, yeah, by the way, it's February tomorrow. No, but I'm fascinated with that.
You're fascinated, huh?
Fascinated by, the way George Lucas came up with Star Wars. I think it's genius.
Mm-hmm.
People are always like, who's your favorite director? And I do really think it's George Lucas, just because of my childhood, just because of Star Wars, because when I look back, there was nothing like it before. There was Star Trek.
There's nothing like it before except for Star Trek.
Yeah.
Which was
Star Trek
kind of like it.
Yeah, but when you think about it,
But yeah.
Star Wars, I don't know. I've never met him, so I don't know for sure. But
I have.
Oh, no way. So let me know if it's true.
Okay.
Star Wars was kind of derived from World War II, right? Because
yeah.
the recovering of that. Actually, Star Wars, I do think it's actually really interesting how, it was made because of the war, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a space fantasy that the undertone of it is actually about
There's a lot of
real
undertones
world
in there
events.
that I
and
feel
I think
like
that's really interesting.
a lot of undertones that George Lucas, like a lot of directors, I'm sure, didn't even realize he had in there until fans dissected it.
Yeah. Are you just being low key saying like I'm crazy?
No.
No, because these are things I think I've actually read. I didn't come up with these.
Yeah.
I'm not that smart.
But I
But-
feel like with a lot of things,
Yeah.
like I'm sure if somebody looked at one of our things, they'd be like, "Oh, this symbolizes
and
this."
we'd be like, yeah,
We're
sure
like,
it did.
We definitely did that,
On
not
purpose.
because we thought it looked cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah, there's definitely that stuff too. But I was reading a thing that Carrie Fisher, for Empire Strikes Back, I think it was. No, A New Hope. When she's
Mhm.
wearing the white dress, she wasn't allowed to wear a bra because George Lucas said girls wouldn't wear bras in space.
Classic.
And so under her white dress, so she was like, "That's bullshit."
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Obviously, is like that doesn't really make a lot of sense, bud.
Yeah.
But like, regardless, there's still some interesting stuff to be
Regardless,
found in
yeah.
there. Okay, so where are we gonna go from this? I'm gonna turn monitoring off for one.
Smart man.
Okay, we've been talking for a while. We'll start closing it up. Let's just end this with talking about. So we are going to Vancouver Film School in 2021. We're gonna take this year just to make stuff, have fun with it, and then prepare for
Make
the
some more
big
high
year.
quality stuff.
That's kind of why we're saying this new phase of our life is happening. So we hope to actually eventually do podcasts in the apartment that we'll have. It'll actually be really fun to see us financially die. You'll get to experience that in real time. It'll be really cool.
It'll be cool because we started this podcast when we were two broken, enthusiastic teenagers.
And then we will be too broken.
We
and
made some money.
depressed.
We made a bit of money, so we got some better equipment.
Yeah.
We got some stuff ready. And so the quality is upping currently. And as soon as we leave,
It will go down.
It will decrease dramatically again.
And you'll love it.
And you will be there for the entire ride of us starting this media journey, of us being like, oh, we're about to enter grade 12. Ooh, let's give us some advice from 11th graders, to, holy, we are first year university students and we are broke to high hell. Back then we thought we were broke, but no, we are actually broke now.
We don't have money. We can afford food. We
And
have to
we
buy.
still-
We have to buy a new shower curtain.
But we're still passionate, and we will be talking about
Barely.
our struggles, and you will be able to experience
Yeah.
all of that. So look forward to that next year.
So I'm gonna throw one more thing in. We're gonna talk about our favorite movies,
Mm-hmm.
highlights, favorite movies, and then
2019, right?
of 2019, and then something you want to do in 2020.
20.
Go.
Shit. What was my favorite movie?
You can do a couple. Just do something that you enjoyed this year.
Something that I
Story
enjoyed
wise,
this year.
filmmaking wise, whatever you want. It doesn't have to be a good movie. It's just something you personally.
Recently saw 1917. Thought that was pretty cool how they did that. I realized that it wasn't all one shot. as
That's
most
the
people know.
reason I didn't go, because they marketed it as one shot. Like I was watching it behind the scenes. They're like, this whole movie is one shot, and then I saw they were like, as you see when he jumps in the water, that's a hidden cut, and I was like, yeah, no, I'm not going to see it now,
Oh god.
because I've seen that before. They did that with Birdman. I know what they're doing. It's amazing. Like what they did was actually really, really impressive, and they had to plan every single shot and time everything. But I just want to see a one-shotter. I think that'd be so cool, and that's what I was looking forward
Oh
to.
boy. I
So-
highly recommend going still.
I'm gonna see it. I don't
Yeah.
know if I'll go to the theater to see it, but I 100% plan on seeing it still. We should make a one-shotter.
Yeah. Oh, for
It
sure.
will not.
It inspired
be
me
good.
for sure.
But anyway,
I'm not gonna spoil it, but yeah. There. What else?
can I say one thing about it?
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. I know something. I don't know if it's a spoiler. I haven't seen it. Benedict Cumberbatch was paid millions of dollars for those 30 seconds at the end, right?
Yeah.
I was reading a thing Ryan
Okay.
Johnson was talking about. He said he was talking to the director at the Golden Globes, and he said for 6 months, Benedict Cumberbatch stayed at the end, like, because it's just one long trail, technically,
Yeah.
with the cameras going. 6 months, he waited there. They'd screw up here. They'd have to go back to the end, and then he did nothing that day, but he got paid the whole day he was there
Holy.
for just standing around and waiting. So he was paid millions of dollars just to sit on a thing, be on his phone, and then when they say, okay, Ben, you're up, and he'd go up and he'd go do it. But sometimes it wouldn't happen. They go, oh, never mind, we got to reshoot. Come back tomorrow. And he's paid millions of dollars just for that.
That's amazing.
Isn't that incredible?
Didn't know that he was in the movie, so when he showed up, I was like, ooh,
Yeah,
a
yeah,
little
yeah.
treat. There was a few people in there where I was like, oh, cool. Some Kingsman
Mm-hmm.
actors.
You haven't seen Titans, have you?
No.
Okay, I feel like, I don't know for sure, but one of the Superboy. I thought I read he was in it. I could be wrong. His
Maybe.
name's Joshua something. Maybe he's not in it. I thought I remembered hearing he was. I don't know. Anyway. Yeah, so 1917.
Endgame was just a big moment. Like we said, I preferred Infinity War over it.
I think Infinity War was a lot more of a hype. Like I was in on it. I want to see what happens next. What happens next? What like don't end, don't end, don't end.
Yeah.
Endgame. All I was excited for was to see the end. Like
Yeah.
I just wanted those last like. I was
payoff.
just looking forward to the last 2 minutes of the movie.
But it was still a
It
spectacle
was a great ride.
of
It was
itself.
a good story.
Yeah.
But Infinity War, I think, I personally enjoyed more.
Same.
Okay. Anything else? Any other movies? Is
I'm
that
sure if you-
2019 Infinity War? Oh, Endgame was.
Endgame.
Yeah.
And if you were to say one, I'd probably be like, oh yeah, I remember that. I off the
can't-
top of my head, I can't think of many. that were, like-
A Quiet Place?
That was 2018, I think.
Was Daredevil season 3?
I think
Daredevil.
that was 2018 too, but maybe it was 2019. Either way, great
Dare-
season.
I'm rewatching it. That's
Really?
how much I love that show.
Interesting.
What else was? Dang, Star Wars. It's not a high. I was really looking forward to it personally.
Yeah.
Just because
I
end of
was
my childhood,
out of my
the end of the saga.
out of the big Star Wars kick after Force Awakens. I was like, you know what? I just not feeling that whole thing anymore. But I still enjoy them. I'm still like, I'm a fan still.
Yep.
I'm just not like a.
Force
super
Awakens
fan.
reignited that flame for me
Yeah.
because I was so into it. I got like as soon as I left the theater, I was like, I want Rey to get a gold lightsaber because of her staff, and also just because gold means Jedi Sentinel, which is a Jedi warrior, and like all these things just started like I started remembering everything I remember when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I wanted Snoke to be Plagueis and have a dark saber, and I was so excited for the last movie. And they keep saying like the saga will end. All 9 movies will be wrapped up with this. It wrapped up episode 8.
Yeah.
Not really episode 7. It didn't wrap up all 9. And with that leaked Colin Trevorrow script, it's like kind of disappointing that wasn't what happened.
Wish that they did that one now that I look at it more. I really wish they. Oh right, I realize you don't have me in your ear like I have myself in my ear. I really wish they
Did the Colin
did that one.
It seems a lot more interesting. And it really wrapped up the story because it also gave everyone a full arc. Like when they showed C-3PO died in the trailers, I thought, oh wow, that's right. They're wrapping up the story. This is to the end. And then he didn't die.
No.
That
A lot
would've
of
been
fake out
interesting.
deaths.
I think it would have been really interesting if what they did, he remembered everything. He remembered Anakin. He remembered Obi-Wan. He remembered, and then he died. That would have been amazing. You know, just like I think R2 was gonna die in his script. I think.
He confirmed that he wasn't going to die. He was just going to be damaged badly.
Right. Oh yeah, because I read that. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But still, like stuff like that. I don't know. It seems interesting. A lightsaber guillotine. Like holy
Yeah.
shit. General Hux was gonna kill himself with Mace Windu's lightsaber.
Seppuku.
Damn. See, that would have been so cool. I hope they at least make it like a book or
Yeah.
something. I would read that. Like they've
sure.
done it before. But anyway, so Star Wars came to an end. I am satisfied with how they handled things. I really wish, rather than correcting Episode 8's wrongs, they just moved forward with them. But they spent a lot of time like, what was it? There's Kevin Smith said something where it was like, Ryan Johnson's whole movie was like, fuck you, JJ, fuck you, JJ, fuck you, JJ. I throw your lightsaber out, I throw Kylo Ren's helmet out,
Yeah.
and then all of JJ's was like, fuck you, Ryan, fuck you, Ryan. And it was just like, they were, you know, I wish it was just kind of like building off of each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of stole your highlights.
It's okay, no,
Star
go, your
Wars,
turn.
Do you have anything else you want to talk about Star Wars? No?
No.
You're done with it? I'm excited for Clone Wars.
Yes. Oh yeah, very excited for Clone Wars. A lot of good. I hope I'm not disappointed by that.
Yeah.
That would be very disappointing if I was disappointed by that.
Yeah, I think that sounds very exciting.
Disappointed squared.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see how Captain Rex survives.
Yeah,
Purge.
taking out that inhibitor chip.
Yeah. Seems interesting. And what do you think about these Kevin Feige Star Wars movies that are into it?
He's making movies.
Kevin Feige is going to start making some Star Wars movies. I'm not a fan of that personally. He's a great, what do you call him? Showrunner, kind of
Producer.
Yeah. He made a very good
Mandalorian
list.
was great.
Yeah.
He did that, didn't he?
I don't think he did.
Oh no, he didn't. Sorry, I
Taika.
got Marvel people messed
Jon
up.
Favreau.
John Favreau.
Yeah. Kevin Feige is going to start making Star Wars movies. And Brie Larson was like, oh my God. She's very excited. I'm okay with seeing that.
Yeah.
I just really don't want it to be like all the Marvel friends are now in Star Wars. And then it becomes like Marvel's Star Wars where they have like Yoda spin-off movie. And then finally they all team up in the Star Wars. I know I'm kind of exaggerating, but I'm not interested in seeing.
I can see them doing something similar
I'm
to
not
that, where they do
interested in
like a whole
seeing
bunch
like a-
of solo movies.
I don't want them punching out a Star Wars movie every year.
and then like leaving Easter eggs in the other people's
yeah,
solo
I
movies,
want to
connecting
see
a big
one
universe
every
thing.
couple years. I want to like see. This sounds really. I want to see art in it rather than like I like looking back at George Lucas' stuff and seeing there's kind of more to it than meets the eye, kind of, and not like there's a lot to it, but I don't want to see like Hollywood blockbuster.
You can tell he had
powering through
plan from the beginning, kind of thing.
Like not to. I feel like in this day and age it couldn't really work. Like you can't really be like, we're gonna make a Star Wars movie based off Vietnam. Like that's not something that I don't know if this day and age would be acceptable.
Well, didn't they do that something like that in Clone Wars?
Rogue One was a lot like that, I think. But like I think that would be actually really interesting to see, like just do copy and paste, do the same thing just with our modern day wars or something. That would be interesting. Rogue One is one of my favorites, I think, and the cinematographer for Rogue One is doing the Batman. So like that whole Darth Vader thing in the black, so good. No.
Oh yeah.
The Tantive or whatever. Oh, so good. Yeah. So I guess highlights of my 2019 for movies. Start thinking about stuff that happened in your year personally.
I already talked. Okay.
Did you?
All right.
Besides film. Okay. I'll start thinking about movies while you do that.
Okay.
I like Swamp Thing. I think that was really enjoyable, except for the last couple episodes. It was a shame that they ended up doing it. It was going to be 13, and then the studio was like, nah, do 10. And so the writers had to like start putting everything from 13 into episode 10, which was still supposed to build up to the finale. So it felt really rushed.
Apparently it was really expensive, wasn't it?
Yeah, because the set they built, it's not in a forest. They actually built a forest inside of a set, and they had water. And they were like, yeah, no, we got to close this up. It's too much, because then they'd have to wait a whole year until they shoot there again. So they're like, what are we going to do with this whole swamp?
Yeah.
So...
what are we gonna do with this swamp thing?
Hey, that's the name of the show.
Wow. That's a callback. Folks.
Yeah.
I love how far. I'm not used to the camera being this far away. That's crazy. Because when we're in my basement, it's like right there. Like
it's nicer. Like
if you have a pole,
I really get to crop in with it.
Yeah.
We're at like 50 millimeters right now.
It's crazy.
Usually we're at like 24. Yeah. So Swamp Thing, I actually enjoyed thoroughly. I enjoyed what was it called? The Lighthouse. That was interesting.
Oh yeah, I was thinking about watching that soon.
Yeah. It's don't watch it with your family.
No.
Watch it. I watched it with Jada, which was still a little too awkward.
Sex?
A lot of masturbating.
Ooh.
In the movie, not me.
Don't watch it with your family because you can't help yourself.
It draws you in.
It's really.
That's actually.
It really provokes you. It's art, if you. You know that art I was talking about with Star Wars?
Yeah, that's the reason I love
in
it.
The Lighthouse.
So much.
The Lighthouse
5-year-old
is
me,
just
you know.
a giant.
Sausage party.
Sausage.
Okay. I guess that's a great highlight. It was a really shitty summer. We got a lot of film jobs, and that was actually really cool too. That we got to go around town. We've met a lot of people because of this too.
There's nothing better than getting paid to do what you love.
Exactly. We met a lot of really cool people too. We met Joan Miller. We met Leah Tremaine of Tremaine Media. Shaw. And a lot of people just in our city. We got to do an interview piece for the city of Campbell River, so we actually got to meet a lot of really cool people there. Some people who aren't even from here that are donating their time, and it was super cool. So times have been changing. We've actually been doing a lot around the town. Before we close up, what's one thing you want out of 2020?
Out of 2020, I want to make something that. I'm not saying I'm upset with the amount of people that watch our stuff or anything, but I want to make something that evokes emotion out of people where they like get a following almost, where it's like, oh, I like.
You want to make something that'll grow an audience.
Yeah, something where people are like, oh, I want more of this.
Yeah.
Or I'm a fan of this, or like people are almost excited to see what comes next from what we make. So that's why we are making a little short series thing while we're making our big project or after.
You can say it, right?
Yeah, it's not as big. It's just called. It's like going to be a little short comedy, in quote,
sketch
show kind of called Oscar Nina and the Road to Fame. Kind of like a loose depiction of us after graduation.
Yeah.
We're going to be trying to get a lot of different characters from our school, and they're trying to get. My goal is to get as many people from our grad class involved, from our grad class as possible to get in there, whether that be an extra or just like, I don't know.
Yeah, no, it would be. I really like this idea.
I think it would be cool. That's one of the scripts that. We have the opposite of when we were making our big project, how it was taking forever to like try to figure it out. That one was like, I sat down and we like talked, and then we just like
I think it's
ran
also
through the
good
first
to
episode
do
really easily.
with our big project.
Yeah.
We hit a roadblock, we hit writer's block or whatever.
Yeah.
We drop to that other script.
And it's
we start
just
doing
like
that one.
it's more laid back. It's like easy flowing because there's always tons of
You
stories
don't have
that
to
you
worry
can tell.
about character arcs as much.
As much. Of course,
Yeah.
as the series goes on, I kind of want to make it more personal, but as the first few episodes go, we're more
But it's a lot more
focused on, like,
lighthearted. It's a lot
lighthearted
more
stuff.
simple.
Yeah, you can expand the fantasy a little bit more within the realm of realism because the other one we're doing is like big. It's like
Go big or go home.
yeah, and then this one is kind of like grounded, but also like this is lazy daisy,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. It's fun. It's fun. That's how I'll put it.
Yeah. Any
Gonna have a
other
lot of fun.
any
with it.
other hopes for this year before we go off to university?
Just kind of expand this empire that we're creating. You know,
This empire.
the empire.
Okay.
What
I have
about
a
you?
couple things.
Yeah.
One thing I'm gonna just throw away quick, and I know you're gonna hate it. I'll say it later.
Get a red.
I want to travel. I want to go somewhere, and I want to film it, preferably with you. I want to go. Like, I feel like it'd be
I'm
really
a hard
cool.
man to convince to travel somewhere.
I know, but I feel like it'd be really cool
Yeah.
if we went to like LA or something. Not
Yeah.
maybe that's too far, but I just think it'd be really cool to just do something like that for a week.
Mm-hmm.
I think filming it would also be really interesting. And yeah, I want to do this project. And I'm interested in buying a red.
Yep.
Yeah.
You are.
And
Interested.
I've mentioned on the podcast before, because Ian brought this to light, and he's right. I mentioned on the podcast before, I was like, I don't really like red skin tones, or something I said.
You said something about reds and not liking them, but
They're very sharp. And I guess the best way I can put it is I still do think they're really, really sharp, and they're very saturated, the way they shoot. And I don't love that. I prefer more of like a creamy look. I don't know how to describe it. Well, with like Cook lenses, they call them cream. Like they have very good creamy skin tones. It's hard to explain, but like
yeah, I get it.
I don't like looking at someone's face and seeing all the pores. And reds are just so sharp that they just do that. But there's a thing that also I shouldn't be at this budget. I shouldn't be making those decisions. I can afford that camera, the Blackmagic, and now that's it. So if I buy this camera, I have to sell my Blackmagic, which I'm okay with because the problem mostly with the Blackmagic that I'm having right now is it shoots 12-bit. So when we do low light, like for who I am, if you look in the background, it's so boxy, like you can see the pixels, and it's just aggravates me. I can't do it. But with a camera like this, it'll be nicer, and I'm willing to step aside my high articulate opinion about skin tones to have better low light. And so that's something that I really want to do. I really want to get a red just because I think I want, not because the name, not because of like, oh, you own an Apple. It's not like that. It's just because I actually really do want to further our cinematic use. And that camera is also very useful because I don't have to buy a V-mount and all this, a cage and a top handle and all this. It's a one and done package. I just got to get some Canon BP batteries.
That's
and a
where they
lens
get
and I'm
you.
good.
You think it's that, and then you gotta add a whole bunch of stuff.
They're not doing proprietary media because red cameras, it's $1,000 for an SD card. These ones shoot CFast, so you buy a $100 CFast card and you're good.
All right.
I'm just saying.
You do you.
I do actually. I'm considering it. Only if I can sell my Blackmagic, I will buy one.
Okay.
I think it would be good. I think it'd be really cool.
But let's bring this to light. Our manager, also your girlfriend,
Yes.
has told you, no.
Yes, I know, but I may just do it regardless.
Yeah.
We will see. I am 100% okay with not getting it, but I'm 100% okay with getting it. So this is the proposal that will be on the internet, and we'll see within a year if I end up getting a Komodo or not.
This is exciting.
Exciting times. No one else is interested in it, but
But these are for us.
yeah. One
Over
thing is just also I really do wish that like we had a higher budget with everything we do,
Yeah.
just because like.
Now it's gonna be lower because we have to save up for school.
Exactly. And that's a big problem because, like, with Limitless or whatever, there's cinematography things that I really want to do. Like, we had the idea with Who I Am that the robot, we'd shoot 60 frames per second because it's a better machine than a human. Like, a human's a little bit more rugged. This is, like, built to last a long time. So we thought we'd shoot 60 FPS, so it's a lot smoother. We see that visually. And with, for instance, trying to think. With Detective, I bought those Rokinon Cine lenses for the Blackmagic because they're really soft, and it reminds me of like an old Western, really soft like film look. But I can't afford to buy a new lens now.
Mm-hmm.
For instance, if we did something superhero-y, I'd want a really sharp lens because it,
Yeah.
But we don't have those choices. So we have to work with what we have, and as a creative, that's also something good to do because that means we are, we're not limiting ourselves to, we can't afford it, we're not going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
We are learning how to work with what we have.
Yeah.
DIY, that is the best way to filmmake, I would say. DIY filmmaking.
Why would you do that?
Anything else to say just so we close up?
Oh boy, no. This is a good time. I hope you guys had a good time. Probably not. You probably cut out halfway through, but that's
Yeah.
okay. These are for us to look back and see our growth, and hopefully, if
Next
we do gain a
one-
following, other people will look back. Next one, you're gonna definitely want.
Next
to
one will be interesting. We'll have a guest,
We'll have a guest,
and we'll be talking to
pick
them.
their brain, and it will be.
I think
real
it'll be a
fun.
lot of fun, yeah.
It'll be a good time.
Thank you for watching.
Oh yeah, we're changing up the podcast kind of style. We're leaning away from the superhero stuff and all that.
Right, yeah. This was the last podcast where I'm planning on talking about Star Wars and Marvel and anything like that. We're more.
We're being less nerdy now. If you
well,
know.
we're more.
cool kids.
I think when we started wanting to do filmmaking, we were like, we want to do superhero stuff. We want to talk about Robert Downey Jr. I think we've grown from that. We've moved away from that kind of idea, and we want to make films. We want to make things that we are passionate about.
Want to make
and
cinema.
We aren't making Marvel movies. If we were making them, maybe we talk about them. But I want to talk about what we make.
Yeah.
Or what we plan to do, or the filmmaking industry side of movies. So we're going to be moving away from the fan theory realm of things. The Ben Affleck being casted as
Even
Batman.
though that got
theory.
us a lot of views in some cases. gonna have
I'm ready to
to-
move on from it. Phase 2 is going to be a new
Phase
phase. So
2
this
is
was
a
the
great
last
time.
podcast where we were going to talk about that kind of idea of things. Sure, we'll talk. Maybe we'll do like another review for a movie here and there, but it won't be about like, oh my gosh, I hope Taskmaster turns out to be Hawkeye. Probably. I can only imagine that, and it'll be different.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you
for
so much
watching.
for listening and or watching. My name was Ian Boyd.
My name is Oscar Wolfing. We have Instagram stuff here. We have a website. I don't know if I want to put that up. That's skimpy.
Skimpy.
Yeah. You're like,
Skimpy.
okay,
Yeah.
watch this. Ready?
Get
Yeah,
that
dust
out of
it
there.
away.
Yeah, wow. See, we're
VFX.
improving. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna make it look really bad.
It's okay.
A duck showed up on screen.
Quack.
That's great.
Thank you. That's my.
All right,
duck
thank you for
impersonation.
watching. I hope you had a good time listening. It should heighten up in quality pretty soon. Thank you, Shaw, for donating your studio.
Peace out. I was waiting to do that for the whole.
Peace out.
Peace out.